All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory
to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much due honors and respect to you brothers out there that's also laboring in his work. Continue to push out this gospel in all truth, faith, and sincerity. Now, this is the brother Aram, and with me,
this is the brother Konaa.
Yeah, and we want to just get into a quick lesson destroying this whole Christianity doctrine, all right? And that's the thing that's been going on, and we're going to continue in that. Because right now, the Most High got the spirit out, especially here amongst Great Millstone, to push out that vibration of taking down that stronghold of Christianity. Because really, that's the spirit. That's the Most High, you know, giving you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Natives one last chance to come back into this truth, man. All right? And he breaking down that stumbling block that's in front of you, because that Christianity doctrine is a major hurdle that you people can't get over, all right? And one thing that we want to break down is that whole Gentile issue, all right? Because amongst these false prophets, so-called pastors and preachers, they come across the word Gentile, especially in Romans, the 11th chapter, and they believe that that's talking about the other nations, all right? Because you do have two sorts of Gentiles. You got the natural Gentile, which are those people that come from the stock of these different nations. Then you got the Israelites, who was following heathenistic customs, who are called Gentiles as well, all right? Meaning they was not continuing in their customs of the Israelites, or the statutes, laws, and commandments of the Heavenly Father, all right? So go ahead up.
It's the book of Malachi, chapter 3, and verse 6. For I am the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, I change not.
Right, scriptures say, I am the Lord, and I change not. So when you read, going back, matter of fact, give me Deuteronomy, the 32nd chapter real quick. I think around the 9th verse. All right, so this the Lord speaking. He say, change not, man. All right, so when you go into the New Testament, do that mean the Lord done away with the Israelites and now he's dealing with the heathens? Of course not, man. What you think all that work King David put in fighting against the Philistines and, you know, all our forefathers, the patriots, fighting against these other nations? What you think all that work was put in for? Just for you damn heathens to come into our inheritance? That's so how off the mark you people are, man. Go ahead up.
It's the book of Deuteronomy 32 and verse 9. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
Right. The Lord's portion is his people, and Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. All right. Portion, if you rationalizing out something and you give me a plate, you give me a couple of pieces of chicken, some collars, and that's my portion, man. Can't nobody, that was given to me. So the Lord said Jacob, which is Israel, is his portion. Go ahead up.
Verse 10. He found him in a desert land and in the waste howling wilderness. He lead him about, he instructed him, he keep him as the apple of his eye.
Right, so that's, the Lord said he keep him as the apple of his eye. So back in Malachi 3 and 6, read that again.
This is the book of Malachi chapter 3 and verse 6. For I am the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, I change not.
I change not, read on.
Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
So that means throughout time, Israel going to be preserved as the Lord's portion. All right? Now, get Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 17 and 17.
Come. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 17 and verse 17. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth.
Right, so there's a division of the nations on the whole earth, not just in one portion of the land. Throughout the whole earth, the Lord divided the nations up. All right? And you can see it from the way you look, from the food you eat.
That's right.
You know what I mean? From the music you listen to.
That's right.
The Lord divided the nations. Go ahead, out.
That's right. Sirach 17 and 17 again. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people. But Israel is the Lord's portion.
See, out of all the different nations, they got their own ruler. Going back to ancient Egypt, they had Pharaoh. All right? The Media-Persian Empire, they had King Xerxes. The Edomites, they had Alexander the Greek. All right? But the Lord is the king of Israel, man. This is the Lord's portion. All right? So with that established, when you fast forward to the New Testament, how all of a sudden the Lord is going to come against his own word? How are you going to all of a sudden deal with the other nations? All right? Because the Gentiles, again, that's spoken of in the New Testament is the Israelites. All right? Now, if you will, give me Matthew, the 18th chapter.
Okay.
In the, start at the 17th verse. Because we're gonna plant that seed. We're gonna bring out what they call plausible deniability or reasonable doubt. We're gonna bring out a cause to pause, so to speak. We're gonna prove that Gentiles was actually, when you use the word Gentiles, it actually could be associated with the Israelites as well. All right. So go ahead, Doc.
This is the book of St. Matthew's 18 and verse 17. And if he shall neglect to hear
matter of fact, jump up. The 20. What I jump up. What I said that 8:17. Jump up to so like 15 verse. Start at the 15 verse. The point in the 17 verse. Go ahead.
The book of St. Matthew's 18 and 15. For over if thy brother shall trespass against thee.
Right. So the Lord said if your brother, which your brother is your fellow kinsman. All right. For an example, if you're a so-called Chinese man, another Chinese man will be your brother. So this the Lord speaking to Peter concerning his brother, which is his fellow Israelites, his fellow kinsman. He said, if your brother shall transgress again, it's not talking about your sibling, all right? That's your brother in your household. That's talking about amongst Israel. If your brother, all right, shall trespass against thee, go ahead. Keep that in mind. Go ahead.
Go and teach him his fault between thee and him alone.
Go ahead.
If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
Go ahead.
Verse 16. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, then in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established.
Right. So remember, this is dealing with your brother or your fellow kinsman. All right. Go ahead.
St. Matthew's 18 and 17. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as an heathen man and a publican.
So the Lord said, let him be unto you as a heathen man. Which is a heathen? A Gentile. But he your brother. So that proves right there that a Gentile, or you could be among Israel and be known as a Gentile or a heathen. Now, get the definition out.
All right.
For heathen.
This is the word heathen in the Strong's G.
Strong's G, 1482, ethnikos. Ethnikos.
Right, ethnikos. And it's adapted to the genus or customs of a people, particular to a people nation.
So that's it's dealing with a nation. Go ahead.
Suited to the manners or language of foreigners, strange foreigner.
Right.
Or foreign.
So a heathen is interchangeable with a foreigner or someone of a strange language or custom. So the Lord Yahweh Shah said, cast your own brother off as a heathen or as a Gentile. All right? Go ahead.
In the New Testament, savoring of the nature of pagans.
Of pagans, go ahead.
Aliens,
which is a foreigner.
To the worship of the true power.
Alien, that means people that are alien to the worship of the true power, which all you people out here now in America, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and natives, you're aliens to the worship of the true power.
That's right.
Making you a Gentile.
That's right.
Or a heathen.
That's right.
All right? Go ahead. And it's simple, man. All right?
And it says heathenish.
Yep. See? Heathenish. So, that, see? When the ish have to mean the suffix, making it, you know what I mean, pertaining to, all right? So, when the scripture speaks about Gentiles, they're speaking about all you Israelites that fell away from your customs, man. It's simple as that. That proves how off the mark you Negroes is, man. And you so-called pastors and preachers that want to bring in all these different nations. Matter of fact, get Jeremiah. You got something? More?
Just one more. Of the pagan, the Gentile.
Oh, of the pagan, the Gentiles. Right, that was the point. That's the main point. That's what a heathen is. So when the Lord said, cast your brother off as a heathen man, he said, consider him a Gentile. All right? Now, give me Jeremiah 17:4. Because it was prophesied in the Old Testament that you Israelites was going to become Gentiles. All right? Go ahead,
It's the book of Jeremiah 17 and verse 4. And thou even thyself shall discontinue from thine heritage.
Right, and now what happened to you Israelites? You discontinued from your heritage. And you didn't just discontinue from your heritage, you went and followed other heritages and other customs.
That's right.
Making you a Gentile.
That's right.
All right, go ahead.
That's right. From thine heritage that I gave thee.
Going all the way back to the wilderness. All right, go ahead.
I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
And that's America, man. You serving other gods, which makes you a Gentile. And what's the reason for that? Because you discontinue from your heritage. If you kick your bitch out your house, you think she's gonna just go and roam alone? No, she's gonna go get with another guy.
That's right. That's right.
See what I'm saying?
That's right.
Which gonna make her an alien to you, an enemy to you, man. She gonna be under somebody. She gonna serve another nigga. All right, go ahead.
Reading on in Jeremiah 17:4. All right. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
Right, you have kindled a fire, and that will happen with your bitch. If you go and fuck with her, even if you make back up with her, in the back of your mind, she one backhand away, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened to you Israelites. All right. Give me Hosea 1 and 10.
Okay.
All right, and that's the point of Gentiles. All right, when you go into the word Gentile, you actually have natural Gentiles, which are the other nations, you so-called white people, you Edomites, you Chinese, you Moabs, all right, Ammon and Moab, all right, you got you so-called Arabs, Ishmael, you Eastern Indians, you Elamites, Hamites, you so-called Africans. Well, you the natural Gentiles, and you have no place in the inheritance of the nation of Israel, all right, the kingdom of heaven. That's why when you read Revelation, when it speaks about the gate, the 12 gates, and on each gate was the name of the tribes. That's just like if you go in a restaurant and on the door it got a woman. That means a man can't go in it. So that's the same thing with the kingdom of heaven. It's labeled with the 12 tribes because it's not open to the other nations, man. All right, go ahead.
It's Hosea 1:10. It's the book of Hosea, chapter 1 and verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people.
Right, which is America. This is the place where you was called Gentiles.
Right.
If you call yourself an African American, a Negro, a black, a Moor, a Christian, that means that you're a Gentile, man. You're in a Gentile state of mind. All right, go ahead.
There it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power.
Which is another word for Yasha'Allah, Israel. Right. Yasha'Allah, the princes of the Most High, or the sons of the Most High. And that prophecy is being fulfilled as we speak. All right? So now that the Lord have opened up this word, now the light is coming back to the Gentile. Oh, matter of fact, you there. Get Micah. Micah 3.
Micah 3 and verse 6. It's a lot. It's the book of Micah, chapter 3 and verse 6.
And it's a prophecy concerning Israel. Go ahead.
Therefore, night shall be unto you, that ye shall not have a vision.
Right, go ahead.
And it shall be dark unto you.
Right, that means you're going to be in darkness, not knowing who you are. That was a prophecy concerning Israel. You were going to be in darkness. You're going to be calling yourself goddamn niggers and Puerto Ricans and
African Americans.
And Cubans. You're going to be calling yourself everything but the child of the Most High, they say. Go ahead.
That ye shall not divine, and the sun shall go down over the prophets, and the day shall be dark over them.
Right. Then the day is going to be dark over you. You mean you're going to be in darkness.
That's right.
But the Lord didn't keep us in that state.
That's right.
All right? That's why, matter of fact, get Isaiah 49 and 6 real quick. Isaiah 49 and 6. All right? Because that's why the scriptures was open, to shed light on that darkness that you was covered in, man. You calling yourself everything but an Israelite. And to this day, you got people that resist that. You tell them they're Israelite, and they want to be everything but the son of the Most High. All right? Go ahead.
It's the book of Isaiah 49 and verse 6. And he said, it is a light thing that thou should be my servant to rise up the tribe of Jacob and to restore the preserved of Israel. I will also give thee a light to the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth.
That's simple, man. The Lord said, I'm going to give you as a light to the Gentiles. Because we was in what?
Right.
Darkness, man.
Right.
You didn't know who you are. Now that light is shining. All right? Like I tell you in John 1:1, but they comprehended it not.
Right.
That light is shining and you people don't want to come into the light. And the major part of that light is coming back to your heritage.
That's right.
That's what make you a Gentile. As long as you call it yourself, here it is, you trying to get into other nations, all right, to come in, and you're a goddamn Gentile. You know, you out of the loop. You need to bring yourself in the goddamn loop, man. All right? Give me Luke 2:32.
Okay.
Because the scriptures is what gives you the light. All right? And we don't come out of our own heart or our own imagination. We come through the scriptures. We filter it through the scriptures like we're doing right now, man.
Right. It's the book of Luke, chapter 2, all right, in verse 32. And it reads, a light is lightening. Salakim. I'm going to read it again. Luke 2:32. A light to lighten the Gentiles.
Oh, a light to lighten the Gentiles. We just read that the Gentiles is the Israelites because they was the ones in darkness.
That's right.
The Lord didn't say the other nations was going to be in darkness. He said Israel was going to be in darkness.
That's right.
He was going to cover them in gross darkness. You were going to discontinue from your heritage. But now we're in a time where the Lord is bringing that light to you, man. All right? Go ahead.
And the glory of thy people Israel.
You see? And the glory of thy people Israel. What's so hard about that, man?
That's true.
All right? Go ahead.
And Joseph and his mother marvel at these things which were spoken of him.
Right, and that was dealing with who? Yahushua. Which when you read Hebrews, the 10th chapter, Psalm, the 40th chapter, the 7th verse, it tells you that the Lord come in the volume of the book.
That's right.
So the Lord is that light, all right, to the Gentiles, man. So this is simple, man. This is easy right here, man. All right? Now, we can close up on one last scripture, Matthew, the 10th chapter, the 5th verse.
Okay.
See, we're gonna see what the Lord himself said concerning the nations. All right? Cause see, we ain't listening to no damn pork chop eating pastor.
That's right.
We're gonna listen to what the Lord said. Go ahead.
10 and
5.
okay. Book of St. Matthew's 10 and verse 5. These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying,
saying,
go not into the way of the Gentiles.
and that's talking about the natural Gentiles. That's talking about the natural Gentiles. All right? Go ahead.
And into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not.
Yep, but go ahead.
But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
The lost sheep meaning those who in darkness. When
right.
you lost, you in the dark. When you ain't got the answer to some question, you in the dark. You lost.
That's right.
You don't know who the hell you are. So that we doing what the Lord commanded. We going to you rockhead niggas, spicks, all right? And we telling you that you Israelites. Matter of fact, read.
St. Matthew's 10 and verse 7. And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
And now this scripture is coming into play.
That's right.
Because now the Lord got the spirit where we going at them Christians.
Right.
You know, with that whole Christianity doctrine. That's the Lord giving one more last plea. Because the kingdom at hand now. We here now, man. So the Lord giving one more plea, all right? And he pushing it out on a high level. And he's debunking that Christianity so that you might wake up and come out of that bullshit. All right? Before he bring the hammer down. Go ahead.
That's right. Verse 8. Heal the sick.
Heal the sick.
Cleanse the lepers.
Cleanse the leper.
Raise the dead.
Raise the dead.
Cast out devils. Freely ye receive, freely give.
Freely you receive, freely give. And that's what we doing. Which, that's another cut for you niggas that's in church. How come the pastor sending around a collection plate, man?
That's right. That's right.
All right? To teach you the word. We giving you this word free, man. Unless you ain't pay your as long as you pay your goddamn internet bill, you can get this word. See? So, hey, that's pretty much it. You want to add something? So that's it, man. All right. So we want to end by giving all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom. Must do honors to you brothers out there also laboring in this work. Till the next time, shalom.
Shalom.